And here we are, once again, back at it again, with the Kobolds. And, as well, my dog, snoring in the background, gracing us with a chorus of his nasal music. What a good dog.
Curse of the Bulldog.
It really is.
You're gonna hear him snuffling, whether he's up or down or what he's doing.
Yep. But I love him. Alright. In any case, let me switch around. Making sure that's live. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get this started. Last time, for the Kobolds, you were ambushed by a starving orcish patrol, and while the battle at first turned against you, the power of Eldath favored you once more, and you defeated the orc war chief and his shaman of Grumsh. As the remaining orcs scattered to the loss of their leader, you all made your way back to Tourmaline to see life getting better for the kobolds there, as well as seeing Tavessa healthy and working. Happy to see you again, she shared with you some of your scrimshaw profits as thanks for rescuing her. After that, you left Tourmaline to head to Lonelywood in the hopes of collecting a promised reward for taking care of the mysterious psionic signal that had been plaguing 4 concerned 10-towners, and to which they gave you 250 gold pieces for your trouble. Deliberating on your next move, you all decided to follow up on the rumor that you had heard of Angajuk's Bell and the whale with strange magic, who might just help you discover where the Frost Maiden may truly dwell, and perhaps end the eternal winter. As the party set out towards the bell, Orl's fury rained down upon them, halting their progress yet again. To take shelter during the blizzard, the party spotted a large mound of snow that provided excellent cover from the biting winds. However, noticing it was strangely shaped, the party investigated, and Savage, with the theory that a creature might be hiding under the snow, swung his blade eagerly and struck into the mound with purpose. Unfortunately, Savage was all too correct. His sword bit not into snow, but white draconic scales, and struck the sword so deeply that the sleeping Arveatures, underneath, awoke and was sent into a furious rage at such an offense. Fearing for the lives of his friends, and fearing that they could not escape with such a creature after them, Savage made the ultimate sacrifice and stayed behind so that his friends may survive. Using the psionic trick he had done before, he convinced the dragon through the corpse Melthoron's guise that he should be the one killed and not his allies. He suffered a full volley of fang and claw from an ancient white worm and bought them enough time to flee before the dragon could change its mind. The party, left distraught at being unable to help their friend, who they had been through so much with, rode the sled as fast as they could for hours, through blizzard-ridden wastes and winds, and miraculously found their intended destination. But at what cost? And as such, with your hearts heavy, you slow down the walrus as Muerte pants and just keeps honking just loudly again and again and again. She can't seem to calm down, but her legs give out from under her, exhausted from running for so long and for so hard. And as she takes the time to rest, how does the rest of the party fare?
Well, Hawks has been doing a big think. And I don't think Hawks likes the idea of leaving Savage behind. But I think Hawks has also kind of probably heard enough stories of crazy things happening in the world to think that he's still got a chance, potentially, to get Savage back. Hey, Meepo. Meepo.
Yeah, yes.
You wouldn't happen to know any of them bippity boppity boo bring someone back to life things, would you?
No, I'm not powerful enough yet.
You wouldn't happen to know anyone who does.
Yes.
Listen, this sucks, okay?
Yeah.
This put us in a really bad spot, and we lost someone really reliable, and quite frankly, someone who's a good friend of ours, over pretty much nothing. But we're kobolds, okay? We get through things not by being tough or by being, I don't know, good at anything in particular. We get through it by being sneaky. And there's a uh, part of me that I really can't deny that doesn't want to give up until there's no chance of anything. So, I gotta ask, we're here right now. Do you think that we could find him if we went out looking again?
I think we could. If we used a little bit of divination and a lot of luck.
Do you think we could find someone who could help him?
I know there are people who could, but I don't know if we could convince them to come out here just for that. So, maybe.
Alright, well. Let's say we had someone who could. What's our time frame on that?
It really depends on who that is, mostly. There are various different ways to do it, but druids and clerics can both do it. It just depends on how powerful they are in their various arts. And clerics have more ways of doing it, I believe, but they also have shorter time frames on most of the ways that they can do it. There are some very, very powerful clerics who can, without any worry about time, but those are few and far between.
Uh,
As you all are having this discussion, the Yeti Tyke phone, please. The Yeti Tyke currently is just kind of curled up in a little ball in the back of the walrus. Currently, it is kind of just rocking to itself, and not really.
I'd be like petting its head and like calming it down.
At the moment, it doesn't seem to lash out at you. It seems perhaps too grief-stricken to respond. It didn't seem obviously like it. It's only known Savage for a couple days at most, but after the death of its mother, you assume probably it latched onto him.
uh, is there anyone that we can think of off the top of our heads who might be able to revive him?
I know someone, but I don't know whether he would or not.
Well, I'd say, this would be a very difficult check, but you could, obviously, Meepo, you know someone, possibly. The rest of you, Hawks, Hagnar, and Skanuk, go ahead and make, I suppose, either history or religion checks for me. 9. Unfortunately for both of you, magic like that is very difficult to come by. At the very least, from discussions you have with Meepo, even if you did have such magic, there would be... The component cost alone would be decently high. Probably around 500 gold, higher. It would be a lot of money. Unless you rubbed elbows with the right people, but with those roles, you're not sure who those people might be. Maybe you could get some contacts with Torga's company, perhaps, but you don't know anyone offhand, unfortunately. While you are deliberating, I can go ahead and set the scene for your current terrain a little bit better. Now that you're here and you've stopped and you take stock of your surroundings, you see a few things. You see, the first thing you see, of course, is this very quaint stone hut. It's probably not even 30 feet away from you. The small domed cabin faces this frozen bay. Its door is bloated and covered in ice and dormant barnacles, and it hangs slightly ajar on rusted hinges. A thick coat of rime basically just dots every single surface that you can see on the stone hut, breaking apart only occasionally. However, you do not think it is abandoned for one reason. You see a stone chimney in the back, sputtering with smoke. The second thing that you notice is that there is a rotted dock with a rowboat that is clearly frozen to the water. It is half submerged. It would take a great deal just to break it out and unthaw it. In addition, the ocean itself here is completely frozen. And you see a very monumental natural stone archway that presides over a 20-foot by 15-foot hole in the ice. Arcing out from this natural stone arch is a smaller dock with a brass bell that is dangling from one of the posts. Something else that you notice is an odd white stain on this side of this archway, actually. It's a bit far away to tell what it is from this distance. And that is what you notice, taking stock of your surroundings as you look around.
Should we be stacked up just in case someone's in there? Does it even matter at this point?
I don't think it matters here. Just one person, maybe two.
Yeah, besides, we don't really have a good number for a stack.
Right.
Well, I guess, Hawks will hop off the walrus and start hobbling over towards the hut.
I'm going to
Guess
go
we might as well
to
knock and see what's going on here.
Muerte and pat her a few times.
All right. As you try and approach Muerte, she honks at you and snaps. Not to injure you, but she's clearly agitated and curls back up on the ground, still exhausted. It seems that she is too agitated to accept it. However, with a 22 animal handling check, you give her the space that she needs as she slowly reclines her head back onto the snow. You give her enough space for a few minutes, let her recover enough, and you slowly approach, arms shown, hands open. Slowly you caress the right flank, and she allows it. She's still agitated, but she allows it.
I'm gonna release her from the walrus for now.
Okay.
And keep like the bags and stuff on her or whatever.
Okay.
Let her have a little bit of free reign for a while.
Yeah. She'll kind of walk up to this edge over here and just kind of stomp the snow around a little bit and make a rudimentary nest-like formation and just kind of huddle down. The Yeti type kind of looks over the walrus at Huerte, and Huerte looks back. Huerte looks away. The Yeti type just curls up in the boat. Hoxhagnar, are you knocking upon the door?
Yes.
Okay. Scales. You have been here for a few days now. This little abode has been a nice getaway from the harsh terrain of the Dale. When you first got here, it was a bit of a fixer-upper, this little stone hut. But, though the worms were rotting the firewood inside, they were still usable. And the bed was strangely comfy despite being slightly rotted as well. So, it's it's a lot better than what your normal accommodations were, even though you have some abilities that help you out. Recently, however, things have been crazy for you, even by the Dale standards. You know of the whale that makes this pier its home, or rather visits occasionally. You've never met it yourself, but you have seen it. But you've been hiding out here especially because you've seen some flying creatures in the area. And once you saw that dragon who you know all too well, you dove in here hoping it would not take notice of you. And thankfully, it did not. But now, as you're preparing to have a little bit of supper for this evening, you hear a on your door.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, you in there? Someone here?
No one's home at the moment.
Oh, sorry, okay. Wait, that doesn't make any... That doesn't make any sense.
Yes it does.
Oh, okay. Hey, guys, no one's home, so, well, I guess that means we can use it, right?
I guess so.
No, the door is locked. You can't get in.
Can I check the door and see if it's locked?
It is not locked. In fact, it is kind of... The thing is, even though it is not locked, something is clearly barring something is, like, behind it, like pushing up against the door. You can tell that the door has long since rotted away and is kind of, like, rustily kind of hanging on the hinges. Not really good for any sort of normal protection, but whoever lives here has pushed something up against the door so that it's not easily openable.
Okay, Are there any holes in the door I could possibly peek through?
Sure, there are, actually. Would you like to make a perception check?
I would like to make a perception check.
Okay, go ahead then. Alright, an 18. So. Perfect. I will ask, Scales, where are you attempting to hide?
The only place that a simple kobold would think to hide at a moment's notice. Under some blankets.
Okie dokie. So, you see, okay, so as you peek inside this stone cabin, just as the outside, a thick coat of rime is on every surface and object inside the cabin. However, it seems that there is a roaring fire going inside, and some of that rime has been slowly melting away over time. There is a bed draped in a thick knit blanket. And besides the bed, a small hearth holds a precious store of firewood. You can see that in the hearth it is burning, as you can see from the smoke outside, and there is a small pot that is currently boiling. And then you do a double take as you're like, huh, that bed is strangely lumpy. Then you see a small kobold's tail hanging off the side of the bed under the blankets.
Oh, hey, Mr. Nobody, you wouldn't happen to be a kobold, would you?
Hawk says nobody's home, but he's talking to someone. It's gonna.
How can nobody be a kobold? No one's still here since the last time you asked.
I see. Look, can we just, like, come in and warm up by the fire or something?
How do I know you're not here to beat me up?
Because we don't know who you are. Or aren't, I guess, if you're nobody. We don't know who you aren't.
It doesn't stop the humans from beating us up.
What? Where's Kobolds?
Yeah, all of us are kobolds. Well, except for our bird and the yeti tag. But it's a baby.
Do you promise not to beat me up?
The last thing I would want to do is get into a fight with someone right now and beat them up.
Okay. I'm unbarring the door.
All right. So go ahead and describe yourself, Scales.
Scales is he's a smaller kobold. Kind of thin and had some. He looks real cold. He's kind of like a kind of a bluish tint to his scales. He's all bundled up in some nice warm furs, and he has a hood pulled over his head currently. He probably stands like 2.5 feet tall. He's very small. And if you want to blow up that picture real quick.
Sure. Just let me go ahead and behold the boy.
That he found.
Kobold.
So hard.
Gaze upon his majesty. Alright.
He's even a toot magic flute bard.
Sorry, Bobby. Do you have your tape measure handy? Or can you
One second.
Sure thing.
Well, this is a charming little house you got here.
Sure. Not exactly mine. It was abandoned when I got here, and
Well,
I'm
then
not
it's
sure
your house now.
until someone kicks me out. I won't be able to stand up to it.
Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Meepo Molo. I'm a cleric of Eldath. Uh, I hope you have a peaceful life. We're not here to kick you out.
And the other two?
They're my friends. I don't think they're gonna kick you out either. Ganuk's a little grouchy, but he's a good friend. He's helped us quite a bit. And Fox, he's a good, strong kobold.
As you're kind of peeking out the door, Scales, two things immediately catch your notice, besides the kobolds in front of you. The first thing is the very large, malevolent-looking axe beak that currently is resting on a snowdrift next to the small cliff leading down towards the frozen sea. The second thing that you notice is the tiny little head of a Yeti tyke peeking out from this cobbled together rowboat with ski-like attachments on the side. It kind of makes chittering noises as it looks around, and then kind of catches your gaze as you see it.
Hold on. You guys have a Yeti tyke with you?
Right. We killed one of its parents, and that parent killed the other parent. And one of our friends who just recently got killed by a dragon made friends with it. So it's kind of in mourning right now like the rest of us.
Okay, let me see. Gale walks over to the boat, and in a hushed tone starts speaking in a language that none of you have heard many times before. Hey there, little guy.
You all watch as the Yeti tyke immediately perks up.
Hey, are you okay?
It seems this tyke is a bit too young to respond back to you, Scales, but it does seem to recognize what you're saying, and it seems to. I'd say just go ahead and roll a charisma check with advantage.
Oh.
16. Okay. The Yeti tyke kind of like jumps up from the boat and kind of like starts kind of like panting excitedly, and he kind of starts wandering around you. Oh, hold on. Starts kind of wandering around you, kind of sniffing you, pushing you around a little bit. Very gently though. And kind of pops back in the boat, and just gives a big toothy grin. Seems satisfied for now.
And your axe speak. She seems upset.
Huh? You hear the axe beak cry out.
I'd stay a bit back from that one. For now.
Sorry, my dog is drinking water from his bowl and he's very loud.
Again, the curse of bulldogs. Always going to hear snuffling.
The curse of the bulldog. But alas.
And it misses this savage.
They had a lot in common. I mean, not like a lot in common, but they shared methodologies and outlooks on life.
Yeah, mostly rage and stuff. Oh, hi, by the way. So, Scales, suddenly, a talking bush comes out from the rowboat.
Oh, right, this is Bean our bush?
Hi, how you doing? It extends a branch.
Doing good. Jake's French.
Ah, pleasure to meet you. I'm Bean. I give good berries. You want a berry? Have a berry. This gives you a berry.
Thank you, Bean.
You're welcome. I like meeting new people. It's nice.
Sometimes, I'll admit.
So,
So,
oh, go ahead. You first.
yeah. I have a feeling we might be asking the same question. You go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask, what are you doing out here? Like, why y'all by yourself? Was that what you were gonna ask?
Yep, same question.
Oh, well, oh man, we're on the same wavelength.
Well, I'm by myself. There's no one to bully me.
Do you hide out here on your own?
Well, yeah.
Like no one else? Just you? No help from anyone?
I used to. I used to be under the caretaking of a small family of Yetis, but they're long gone now.
Oh. You see the bush kind of curl its branches inward. Oh, I see.
But it's okay. I'm still here despite that.
Well, as a general rule in this group, we're very anti-bullying, so you don't have to worry about that right now.
That's true. Mulligan is no way to keep the peace.
Oh, that's good.
Hey, you haven't seen a bell around here, have you?
A bell?
A bell.
Yeah, it's right over here.
Where?
You see? Across the water?
Oh, there is a bell over there, isn't there?
Indeed,
Is that?
Yeah.
You see it over there.
But is that the bell?
I don't know, you just asked if there was a bell. I
We
don't
can try it and check.
How's this ice looking?
Go ahead and make a perception check. 13? You kind of look at it for a bit. You've seen ice like this before. It seems quite solid. You don't think you'd have any problems walking along it. However, as it is ice, you will have to walk at a slower pace or risk falling down and on your butt, possibly breaking the ice in the process. But it's it's thick enough that it should last a couple of tries like that before actually breaking. It's thick enough for that. Sorry.
Alright, if I climb down here and cross, would you guys mind giving me some cover just in case, I don't know, an angry fish pops out of the water or something.
Can anybody
Alright.
jump super far?
Alright. Hawks, you slowly maneuver your way along the ice. Foot by foot. Okay, kind of sidle along the rock formation. Slowly. Slowly.
You know, I really could use a set of those makeshift cleats right about now.
Alright. Now that you're about here, go ahead and roll me a nature check. Because you look over here and see something without needing to make a perception check. 16. Okay. You notice a unusually large amount of bird droppings on this side of this rock formation. And the unusual thing about it is the quantity of it. Just the sheer size of it. Like, you don't think you've seen the amount of birds that it would take to create such a mess. Perhaps from a larger bird? Maybe two? You don't know what kind, but definitely a larger class of avian creature to make a mess of that kind.
That's actually a really good question. Can't say I know.
Now, you wouldn't know that, but you can at least tell whatever creature made this is just from the makeup of it, of the scat. It's definitely bird-like because it has that kind of like that white texture to it. You know what? You know, yeah, you've seen what bird droppings look
Can I
like.
see it from the edge here?
You could see it from the edge, but you couldn't make out the makeup of it from there. You would have to get closer to get a better look at it. But you do see it, though. You just can't make out the details.
Seems like there might be some pretty dang big birds about. Not you, Muerte.
Huh.
So, Hawks will
Is
equip
there a
his
big
shield.
bird above.
Make a perception check, Meepo. 23. Currently, you do not see any birds flying up ahead. However, you see that there is a indentation in the north face of the topmost structure. You can't quite make it out, but you see feathers and detritus over in that direction. Perhaps if there were going to be any creatures that were in waiting for you, perhaps they would be hiding somewhere along that area.
Might be a nest up top there.
Hey, Scales. Scales, buddy. You ain't seen any big birds flying by here, have you?
Yeah.
How big?
You Scales, you would have seen two very large vulture-looking birds flying around at some point. You don't remember where they went, but you remember seeing them circling overhead at one point. Quite large, about the size of a horse.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if I'm gonna ring that bell, there's a chance that they might respond to it and come back. So, everyone should be on guard a little bit.
I think I'm gonna get a little closer.
We haven't had a chance to rest yet, have we?
You have not.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what we really used in the RVH race thing, 'cause that was right after a long rest. Or was it right before one?
Unfortunately, the Arvea Trace thing was like after the rest.
Right. Okay.
I didn't really
So
use
I'm just
much.
gonna use my second wind and get some health back, because
Fair enough.
yeah, 15 health back. So I'll take that. That puts me almost to full.
Delightful.
Skunk
Yeah.
is probably gonna stay where he is, but he probably will also like hide. I guess as best he can,
Alright.
because I've got fairly good range on most of my spells.
And Hawks will draw a javelin as well, one of the special javelins. Or if he's going to be throwing them, he'll grab one of the not special ones and have it in hand.
Fair enough.
You can
So I
use a
guess
boldening bond on Skanuk, myself, and Hawks.
Okie dokie.
Alright. So Hawks will continue his way over. Here where the bell is.
The Yeti type chitters at you absent-mindedly, Scales. Curious at you.
And he will pop up here and see if there is a what do you call the thing that hangs down in the bell?
Oh,
The ring-a-linger.
Clapper?
Clapper, that's a good word for it, yes. We'll see if there is one.
Scales. The strangely soot-covered kobold, who seems to be wearing a little less winter clothing, or at least doesn't seem to be bothered by it as much as the rest, asks you if you're in on this. Are you?
I I don't know.
We should probably explain to him what's going on. And what our general mission seems to be.
Well, we're trying to stop Arl from freezing over the 10 towns for eternity. Winter has its place, but it's not forever. And
You know, it
Arl's,
did. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, and Arl is interrupting the peaceful lives of these good people who live here. What were you saying, Hawks?
I was gonna say, it didn't really start that way. We were just trying to be problem solvers and, you know, generally do stuff. And then, like, half of the problems that we solved turned out to be, well, yeah.
Yeah, all her fault, Bean kind of cries out from the boat.
So Hawks will ring the bell. If there is not a clapper in the bell, he'll use the tip of the spear or the javelin he's got out.
Alright.
And
It does appear that there is a
Dang-a-lang-a-lang.
clapper in the bell.
alright, so he will grab that and push it to get it to start ringing.
Ting-a-ling-a-ling. Ting-a-ling-a-ling. The bell rings out for hundreds of feet around you. And something that you notice is that the sound seems to reverberate off of the twin structures of the two stone formations. It almost seems to bounce back and forth, getting louder and louder, reaching down into the pool below. So loud it gets. You have to cover your ears for a moment as the ice cracks, if only slightly, and then immediately refreezes.
I don't think I hit it that hard, so something special just happened.
You think it worked?
Wouldn't go that far, but something special just happened.
As soon as that happens, from the opposite side of the arch, the beating of giant wings fills the air along with the onerous ringing. And two giant vultures fly around and descend upon you. And we're all going to roll initiative.
There.
Oh shit.
Initiative accounts as an ability check, so you can add.
Oh, can
Get about
Then
right
I am.
here.
Then I am very initiatived. I have taken the initiative.
One moment.
I will need that probably. Let's try. So 9 for info.
14 on my part. I'm going to need to step away for a moment and find a adapter to charge my laptop on.
Okay. Do you want me to do something? Like, what do you want me to do on your turn? We'll just like take a crossbow bolt, or
Do you 1 second? Let me check. Do you need a 3-prong adapter for the wall socket?
I do, yes. If
Okay,
if I'm
I
not
have
back in
one
time for
down
my
here, I
turn,
think.
cool. If I'm not back in time for my turn, I guess just like firebolt the nearest the vulture.
well, if Mike's
Oh,
gonna
yes.
get you something, like he'll probably have to pause his turn as well. So we could just take like a mini break, just wait a little bit.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'll get that to him, and we'll be ready once we get that set.
All right, thank you.
No problem. It gives me time to add this little thing to the initiative as well. What's their modifier? Not that great, actually. And yet, despite that, what is it with me rolling surprisingly well on initiatives with 0 modifiers? What is this?
It's a gift and a curse.
Well, it doesn't seem to transcend to my characters, because if I'm rolling my NPCs, my initiative tends to be somewhat good on average. But then if I roll for, like, I don't know, like Oho, for instance, then it's like 13, 11,
Does
8.
Oho have a plus to his desk?
He does, actually. It's like a +3. Now, to be fair, I've gotten a couple high
Oho
rolls.
has a
with him.
+2 every single stat. I'm pretty.
Yeah, I rolled stupidly well for him. Almost so that I feel bad because I rolled that well. Like that's how well I rolled.
But you said you get stupidly high on ones that don't have a plus.
I know. That's how weird my luck is. That's what I'm saying.
So if you didn't have a good dex on a character, you get good initiative rolls probably.
And not play a rogue or a dex-based class? Shaw. Kidding. Although strangely enough, Oho is mostly strength-based anyway. Well, he does have dex with that. I rolled 2 well for Oho, like monstrously well. Next character, I might just try and like maybe not roll or just use a point buy to not have that high a roll again.
Do you know who doesn't have high roll on stats?
Is it Scales?
It's this guy. Me, Caleb, personally,
Oh,
as a player.
oh, getting too real there. We're not talking about real life stats. Let's not go down that road.
Yeah, there's a reason we don't have numbers for all of those things.
What? What is this?
It's a thing, probably.
Garbage. Nothing but garbage.
I mean, the 16 though.
A 9, a 5, a 10, and an 11, and a 14, and a 16.
Look. You got to take the positives when you can. The 16.
What's the 5 in?
That's like way above average.
What did you put the 5 on?
What do you mean, what did I put the 5 on?
You said 9, 5, 10, 11, 14, and 16?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you already dropped the lowest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's just like... Sure, there's a 16 in there. But... with 2 negative stats, it's like...
Wait,
I like how
Which
you're still
stat
using the
is
Scales
that
voice
five?
as you're describing this.
What do you say, Steven?
which stat is the one that's 5? I'm not looking at the screen right now.
No. It doesn't matter which one it's 5. I just randomly rolled.
Oh, okay. That's not for scales. That's just a
No, I took standard for scales because I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, the dice, the 46 is a
I love risking.
dangerous game.
It is. I mean,
The one thing I've
Michael,
learned
you've experienced it firsthand several times.
one thing I've learned about risking it is
Organic.
even if you risk it, you cannot have a negative to your constitution because your character will die on several levels.
Yep.
I-
feel like I will say about Oho is that as you guys have leveled up and gotten ASIs, he actually I think the others are reaching parity a little bit because you can't go higher than 20 for monks. So
Well, for any character, but
barbarians
Yeah.
can.
well, that's true. Barbarians can, but most other classes can't.
I actually closed out of D&D beyond. I have rolled 20, so I gotta come back on real quick.
Sure thing, sure thing.
Luckily,
I
by the
am
time-
back. I am back, and I now have my desk buddy is here.
Hey, the good boy.
Yes.
High quality boy.
High quality lad. All right, I've been.
Ooh, we have void choice tomorrow, by the way, don't we?
We do.
Anyway,
Yes.
back to this.
I'm excited for that. All right, I need some good music here. Hang on. No, that one's too epic for that. We don't need that.
I would suggest something like Angry Birds music, but that's probably copyrighted.
That's copyrighted. No way I'm risking that nonsense.
The curse of Twitch.
No, not that. I just did that one. Good enough. All right. Let's see who is in the top of the order. Surprisingly, with their 0 modifier, the giant vultures are first.
Are these actually vultures with people riding them, or are they just
No, they're not. They don't have people. That's just the token art.
fair enough?
So they are going to fly around the arc. And they... Let's see here. Double check here. They are going to swarm you, Hawks. And because of their pack tactics, they're going to get advantage on these.
Alright.
Pack tactics versus pack tactics.
Fox doesn't have fact tactics, but Meepo does. That doesn't help because of Meepo.
So the first vulture swooping in from the right as the other one tries to bite at your ankle to draw you off guard. It's going to be an 18 to hit you.
18 will hit.
Okay, that's for the beak, and then for the talons, another 18.
Yep.
All right, see, wow, okay. You're gonna take from the beak 8 points of piercing damage, and from the talons of that one bird, you're going to take 6 points of slashing damage. And as that one bird goes in for the kill, the other is going to take advantage of the opportunity while you're distracted to strike. For a soft 20 and a 15, which I think will miss.
Yes, so the beak will hit, the talons will miss.
Alright, as they dig into you, you take an additional 6 points of piercing damage, and that is their turn. So they are hovering right next to you.
Alright, well I'm going to activate the stone rune then.
Okay.
And I'm going to use it against the one that tried to attack twice, or attack second.
Alright, so that'll be the one right there.
Yes.
Alright, so that is a wisdom saving throw. Let's see here. What is their wisdom? Interestingly enough, they have a plus to it.
A lot of animals do have relatively high wisdom.
Is that a 15? Does that meet it? Or...
So 8 plus proficiency plus constitution. Proficiency is 3, constitution. Okay, yeah, so it's a 13 is...
unfortunate. As it starts to lull and starts to fall down, almost falling into the water below, it flaps its wings and shakes it out of its reverie. And your stone rune goes out.
Okay.
My dog. All right. So, is that your turn, or do you have something else?
That is the end of their turn.
Oh, was that is
That
that
is
a
not
reaction?
Yes, it's a reaction at the end of another creature's turn.
Interesting. I keep forgetting that. That's really cool. All right, so that means it's your turn then.
Yes, and I'm going to start by draconically roaring.
Alrighty.
So even if I'm not next to one of them, advantage will still be given. I am going to, since they've so conveniently come close to me, I'm actually going to put the javelin I had away and draw my Bloodfang javelin.
Okay.
Cox is going to mumble to himself, I'm going to bring out one of the good ones for these. And I will make 2 attacks against the one to my right. With advantage, because
Okay.
Kobold power.
Kobold power. All right, both of those will in fact hit.
Alright. So,
All right. How much damage is that total?
10 piercing and 6 cold.
All right, 16 points of damage. Nice, nice.
And 2
You
constitution saves.
indeed. Hang on, why is that not? Hang on 1 second. For some reason, that's not subtracting its health. Okay. Well, you managed. Okay, that's a 10, so it will fail. So,
So he has to choose between his action or bonus action on his next turn.
okay. Good to know.
And he can't use reactions, so
Yep.
realistically, if I wanted to step away from him, I could. But I don't think I will. I think Hawks is just gonna back himself into this corner, so he's got a little bit of wall to hide behind, or to brace his back. Another angle they can't attack from.
Fair enough. Alrighty. Skinnock.
Okay. Which of them looks the? Actually, no. This one's closer to me though, so it's probably should get taken care of a bit. So Scott's gonna scoot one step to the left, and then he's going to shoot it with his firebolt.
Alright.
And that'll be this one on the right.
Excellent. Go ahead and take your shot. Alright, 13 will in fact hit.
11 damage.
11 damage. As you aim your shot, you pinpoint it right in the center of its plumage in the chest, and it burns it right through the center. It lets out a sputtering, hacking cough and falls into the frozen water below, splashing and sinking.
Convenient. And yeah, that's what?
Said I'm quitting this battle cold turkey. I mean, cold vulture. I mean, it's dead.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm
And
sure glad it
falling.
hit the water instead of the axe. That'd be worse than if it did.
You take 6 points of psychic damage for your pun. No, I'm just kidding, you don't.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be my turn.
Alrighty. Meepo.
Hey, Hawks, you doing alright up there?
I'm a little hurt, but not too
I
badly.
used healing word for 9 on Hawks.
No, thank you.
It's a bonus action, and then as my action, suppose I'll. Oh, let me double check something. Yeah, I'm just gonna do resistance on myself.
Alrighty. Scales, your time has come.
Um, I'm gonna start with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to um um I'm gonna say to the axe beak, they come with you.
Oh no. I have to give Muerte a voice now. Hang on, I need a moment. Okay,
Yourselves.
I could come up with one. I have one in mind. But because I'm curious, what do the rest of you think Muerte's voice sounds like?
I honestly would just. Go ahead.
I think, like, I imagine the kind of, like, hissing, raspy voice they gave, like, that someone like Voldemort would have.
I can touch you now, Harry Potter. Nah.
No.
Nah, not enough rage. I was thinking
I
Something like Skanuk, but like higher and like breathy.
Do you think you can take me on, little kobold? I do not.
The Russian.
I was thinking
I like-
maybe like a Joycey like
God.
Oh no! See,
Busy
I
boy.
can hear
He's a Joycey
Mike.
boy.
I can hear Mike internally cringing.
Oh, God. Listen, man. Listen, man. I come from a family of New Jersey Italians, okay? That's...
no. Specifically, I was thinking like the super nasally like
Oh no, so is he.
the girl from from My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, I've never actually seen that shit.
Personally,
Wait,
I
is
was just
Morte a
imagining
girl?
her.
What you said, Michael?
Yes. I was personally, I was imagining her just like honking still, but the subtitles appearing.
Ah,
Honestly,
the right way.
I'm okay. I'm
Then you don't have to come up with a voice, and we still get the comedy.
You know what? I'm okay with that too. I'm okay with that. If the rest of you are okay with that, then I am too.
That's fine. with
Yeah.
me.
Works for me.
All right. So you hear, but in your head you hear subtitled.
It's it's Banjo Kazooie.
Oh no!
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It works because she kind of is like Kazooie, but like with more murder.
Well, Kazooie
No.
would be more murder if Kazooie had an axe for a beak, and that's the
This
only
is
difference.
true. This is true.
Right.
So in subtitles, I am what of it? Back off before I pound you into the snow. Pipsqueak. And that's what you hear.
Oh, okay. I'll end my turn there, I guess.
Okay, cool. Meanwhile, in the danger zone, probably for the vulture rather than Hawks at this point. Let me roll something. The vulture, despite its dead companion, is going to swoop down at you again. However, it is not going to advantage this time because its compatriot is dead. A 16 and a 9. I assume both of those miss?
Is who?
Hawks.
Hawks?
Because he's right there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, both of those will miss. I'm at 18 with my shield.
Alright, it's going to risk the attack of opportunity, and it's going to fly up 20 feet.
Alright, and I still have advantage on this, so...
You do. Okay,
And
19.
you can add your... Emboldened
So
bug.
that's 14 damage between the piercing and cold.
Okay. That's another fail from this one instead, as icicles start to form on the tips of the wings and feathers. Alrighty. Alright, that is its turn, which means it's now your turn again, Hawks.
Oh, he's in for a good time.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm gonna put my Bloodfang Javelin away. I'm gonna take a step back on the dock so I've got a clearer shot at him as he's flying. And I'm gonna grab one of the Chitin Javelins. Now, because of weapon swapping rules, I'm only gonna be able to throw one.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to have another one prepared already, or like
Right.
throw one and then draw one in the same turn, and just swap them means I'm gonna, but I don't want to throw the Bloodfang Javelins. So
Okay.
I will yeet a Chitin Javelin at him.
Okay, a 14 will hit.
4 more piercing.
Let me see. Let's see. The last one was 14. Alright, it is still up. But barely.
Alright, there is not much more I can do than that right now.
Alright. It tries to flap and fly away. But before it can make its getaway, Skanuk.
I guess I'm gonna firebolt it. This will not have advantage because of it leaving Hawks' area. 11 to hit.
Let me double check actually. 11 still hits.
Damn, okay.
They're not very agile, and they are quite big.
17 fire damage.
Ooh, ho, 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 ho. From the tail feathers into the spine, arcing out from the throat, out of the beak, fully pierced through from this bolt of fire. And it sickeningly thumps against the stone of the archway and just crumples onto the ice, dead.
I'm gonna grab the arch or the stone next to me really quick when I see it fall.
Alright. And now, with that, combat is over.
And as I see this thing fall from the sky, I say, someday we'll go far, and I hope you stay there.
Crunch. Alright.
I think Hawks is gonna skirt the outside of this and retrieve his javelin from the now incinerated turkey.
Behind you, Scales, you hear subtitles. Out of my way, punk. Moves over here.
Doing Banjo Kazooie style.
Yeah, it's I've become attached to it now.
I don't know. What have I done?
But only specifically when Speak with Animals is on. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a singular honk.
Okay, here's a question for you. Is anything etched into or written on the bell?
Interestingly enough, there doesn't appear to be any on the bell itself. However, the clapper that you had rung the bell with, the etching on the The part that you ring the bell with, like not the stem, but the actual dongle at the end.
The knob.
Yeah, the knob at the end. It is shaped. How to describe? I suppose it would be shaped like a sprig of mistletoe, but kind of like there are three separate clothes of it that are kind of melded into the clapper itself. It's very, very nature themed, this bell.
No writing, though.
No writing that you can see.
I think the hardest part about having Eyes of the Runekeeper is wanting there to be writing everywhere that you can read.
I know, man. It's like... oh, man.
Is there writing on the vultures?
There's writing on the wall.
Is there
Yes!
writing on the rocks?
No, there is no writing on the rocks.
Ugh.
I know you want it to be there, but I can't help you, my two, not here.
I know.
Alright, though, but the water starts to turn slightly red from the corpse of the giant vulture that has now sunk to the bottom, you assume, at this point. But the whale has not currently surfaced as of yet, if it will come. So you have some time to kill for if it
Literally?
eventually comes. Well, I suppose, in a way.
In terms of like vultures and other things that attack us.
In terms of vultures, yes. It would be quite literal in that sense.
Oh.
Killing time by killing.
How's that
Those
fishing
favorite
rod?
As
You wanna
Eldath
take-
intended.
I
wanna
have a
take-
fishing rod. Yeah, let's try that. There's some water right here, and we don't have to carve through the ice like last time.
It's also a special place with a special bell and special dead vultures. So
Right, we have a
who
special
knows?
rod, so why not? Book of Fisher's Delight. Dum 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 dum.
Hawks is gonna come over and observe very
Hi.
like aptly. He's just like,
Spend an hour just sitting here
Yep.
with my
Alrighty.
roll a d6.
Becca's gonna be gonna be seeing if it's possible to dig this other boat out.
Sure, there's gonna be some time. Why don't you make a survival check, Skanuk, just to see if you can...
Okay.
unless you have any other methods of thawing it out that you can think
Well, I
of.
was thinking I could use very careful applications of firebolt to sort of selectively melt the ice around it.
That sounds quite creative. I'll let you do that check with advantage, then.
Oh. Tinkering produce heat by any chance?
Produce heat could also work in that
It does.
scenario.
Yeah, I don't think magical tinkering has an option for producing heat, just like...
Which is very unfortunate.
17 survival.
Alright, so unfortunately, you do not catch any fish, Meepo.
No, we do not.
But, you kind of like leave the hook in, hoping for an eventual hook, a little bite. Skanuk, as you're selectively outlining this boat to make sure you can thaw it properly, you do manage to get enough of the ice melted that the boat starts to bob up and down in the water, now free from the bulk of the ice surrounding it. There is still some ice that is kind of stuck to the boat itself, but you gather with some time that'll probably melt on its own. But at the moment, it does seem like you freed that rowboat. It'll buff out. So Scales, what are you doing over there? What are you doing over there?
I'm just sitting with the tyke and trying to warm up to the axe speak, who is obviously distraught.
Okay. The Eddie Tyke, you notice, as Merte approaches, the Tyke, jumps behind you and kind of hides behind you. As Merte kind of gives it a side glance and ruffle of its feathers. Doesn't say the merchant doesn't say anything, but there's just like this moment of tension, and just kind of you hear kind of like a huh meat as it looks at the tyke. Do you say anything to Muerte, Scales?
You eat meat?
Yes, I will eat anything to make me stronger. Ha 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 ha. Just like him. And the head kind of lowers.
Who's him?
No one you need to know about. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. Goes over here.
Come on, are you sure you don't want to talk about it?
Roll either persuasion or animal handling, your choice, Scales.
Let's see. I've got something for this.
Interesting. Okay. What are you trying to insight, Skanuk?
I figure out like if Skuduk would like get the impression that he's asking questions of Merce.
You would see that pretty easily, actually. Ooh. A 26 in persuasion. Muerte is looking away from you. But looks back. Huh. Sit here. In subtitles. The one I speak of is one who I admired. Their bloodlust matched that of mine, but they were more in control than I would ever be. We had a kinship, but now they are gone. Taken from me so soon. I already miss them. I did not think I was capable of such a thing, and yet here I am. I do not know why I'm telling you this. You are not like him. You are a coward. You are craven. He would have rushed into battle. You stayed behind and spoke to me when you could have battled. I am done with this. Walks away. Goes over, kind of like, goes over behind the hut and kind of sits.
Good talking with you. Okay.
The Yeti kind of sidles up to you and kind of nuzzles you.
Yeah, me too.
Alright. As time moves on. Hawks, I didn't ask you, Hawks. What are you doing during this time before I move time forward?
Oh, Hawks was watching Nepo fish.
You want to give it a try? I mean, I'm not
Alright.
catching anything.
Yeah, let me see
Just roll a
that.
d6.
They're in bunk. I'm sorry, I have to hang on a second. They're in bunk again?
That's our next episode title, by the way.
The Kobolds.
A Kobold's tale. No, a Kobold's holiday.
Kobold ship.
With IO, yes.
Dying inside a kobold's tail. my goodness. All right, sorry.
Well, I was gonna.
I interrupted you. Go ahead, Mike.
I hand him the Rod of Fisher's Delight.
What was
Cocoa
I looking
fishes.
for? Because we got. Wow, is this really?
Is what?
So yeah, the full official title of the Hobbit book is The Hobbit, or There and Back Again, and it's specifically written as The Hobbit, colon, or There and Back Again. So we could use The Kobold or There and Back Again as our next title.
That's pretty strong. I kind
Gotta
of
do
dig it.
some-
That being said,
Indeed.
that's
Roll
neither here nor
D6.
there until next week.
Indeed.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. Hawks. You feel a tug on the end of your string.
I reel it in.
It's quite heavy. You don't know if you can. Roll a strength check for me.
I'm snoring.
Sorry.
Should it be a strength or an athletics?
I'll let this be in athletics.
Okay, because that's like much higher bonus.
All right.
Oh, I got something big. I got something big.
I'll kind of come behind and grab and pull with him.
All right. Go ahead and roll with advantage, Hawks. Roll again. Okay. So as Meepo comes over to help you pull, and you pull. And whatever this thing is, it's massive. You can feel the weight of it as you're pulling. And then you see something in the water. Something massive. That's not a fish. And as you suddenly have that thought, you both are knocked back 10 feet, landing on your butts on the ice. As a massive sperm whale rises out from the hole.
Oh. Oh. Oh man, I was really impressed with myself for a second, but now I'm starting to think that was just the bell instead.
Well, I mean, you caught it if you're the one that rang the bell.
I guess that's true. Okay, so under both technicalities, this counts, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I don't
cool.
see why it didn't. I
Feel like
think you're going to hold the record for a while.
Yeah.
Hello there. As this massive whale erupts from the ice, it speaks to you in a sombrous, echoing cry. This whale that you notice as it reaches out of the ice, you notice that there is a ship, the prow of one at least, tied to its back with several harnesses and straps. And along its front nose and mouth, a rope filled with tassels of sprigs and hollies are tied. Greetings there, small ones.
Hello.
Ah,
Hello again.
my name's Molo. What's your name?
Meepo Molo. That's a good name.
Oh, thanks, it's mine.
It is yours, and my name is Angajuk.
Like the bell?
The bell? Oh, the bell is not named Angajuk. I am named Angajuk. The bell is named after Angajuk.
Right. That makes sense.
Here, is that fish hook stuck in you somewhere? Can I get that off of you?
Yeah, you now see that there is a fish hook that is dangling in its mouth. It's clear that it's too small for him to notice, So it kind of like thrashes around a little bit, and you're like, oh, which with a little bit of jiggle, you manage to get it off.
Let's put that away.
Yeah, here you go.
Right. Well, we were hoping you would, wait, what were we gonna do with this? This was in order to get to Arl's place, wasn't it?
As soon as you mention that, Meepo, the whale kind of sinks in the water a little bit.
Oh, we're just trying to get rid of her.
You walk a dangerous path, small ones. I would not recommend going after the Frost Maiden. It is a dangerous task, not for small ones such as yourself. I worry for you that you would go down such a path.
Well, I've got Eldath with me, so I'm not too worried, but I think we do have to prepare a little bit before we actually, like, take the jump and go that way. I think this was just the next thing we had in mind regarding what we needed to do. Was there something else that...
You are a follower of Eldath.
Right. Yep, Eldath is my goddess. I'm a cleric of Eldath.
The whale kind of turns its massive frame so that its large black eye can get a better look at you. It ponders very loudly. The flippers flip on the ice, tip-tapping.
I've got the holy symbol right here.
The whale doesn't seem to be doubting you. It's clear, just without even needing to make an insight, it's clear that the whale believes you, but it seems to be contemplating something else.
Was there something else that we were trying to get from this besides getting to castle? Or were we just jumping right into the final boss?
There was something else, because it's definitely we definitely are at fight a god level at the moment.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was though. I don't think I wrote it down.
The whale kind of looks at you, Meepo,
it might be
scrutinizing you with its large whale eye.
10 numbers, let's look at that.
I knew
Where's
someone
that?
who was a follower of Eldath. Or rather, I know them. Should they still be alive?
Yeah?
Yes. The druid, Rhiannoch. The one who awakened me and gave me this beautiful gift. Kind of like shimmies on its back, and the ship kind of jostles.
You know Rhiannoch?
Yes, they are the one who made me awake, while my friends of the deep are still asleep.
And Rhiannoch is a follower of Eldath, you say?
Yes,
That's good news.
it is good news. Why would it be bad news?
Well, there's bad news that precedes the good news, I should say.
Oh,
A friend of ours was recently frozen to death by, you might know of a trace.
oh. The whale kind of sinks into the ocean. I know of the white worm. I always sink under the water so they cannot find me. It is sorrowful that you encountered them, but it is a miracle that you still live. Unfortunate
Right,
for your friend, though.
Our friend gave his life so that we could live. And, that's what we're... I was wondering, do you know any ways to contact Rhiannoch?
Oh, unfortunately, I have not seen Rhiannoch in some time. She said that she had a mission of utmost importance that she had to complete, but I do not know how she has the time. through her own power, she told me that she has been trying to resuscitate the wilds, make sure that the animals have enough to eat. For the Dale has not enough to provide for all the animals, lest they all die.
Interesting. Well, we're taking steps towards combating the Frost Maiden, and, I think you can see that maybe that's something we could undertake and potentially fix things with. You mentioned before that it wasn't a good idea to challenge her.
Yes.
Did you have perhaps something in mind in terms of, I don't know, preparations we could take?
In truth, I could not tell you much. However, I would simply say, though I can sense there is great power in all of you, I would say, get stronger. That is very unhelpful, I am aware, but I am simply a whale.
You're a very nice whale at that. I've not met too many of them, but you're the nicest one I've met.
However,
Very well connected too.
Huh?
Well connected.
Ha 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 ha. That is a funny joke. I like it.
You can have it if you want.
I will say it to all of my friends, though they will not understand me. And you can see from the water, actually, you see a couple dolphins and narwhals peeking their heads out of the ice, kind of looking around. Though perhaps if I was to help you, perhaps I could offer you advice to escaping the worm in the future. Perhaps that would help you.
That's true.
I once saw a Verbeeg throw his spear at the harness on the creature's back, toppling over the corpse that dwells on it. When it fell off, the dragon went into a state and tried her best to get the corpse on, allowing the Verbeeg to escape.
I see.
Indeed,
Good to know.
the dragon is quite insane, despite having bouts of lucidity. When it comes to the being on her back, her insanity knows no bounds. For she still believes it to be living.
I would have thought the opposite would have happened, that she would have gone nuts trying to defend it.
Well, yes, that is perhaps the point I was trying to make. I am a whale. Cut me some slack. But
Anyway, I have
I'm
one
trying.
idea for something we can do, but it's not going to help us in the long run unless Rionok's somewhere nearby.
Actually, perhaps there is something I could say that would help you. My voice. Sorry. My apologies. There was a barnacle in my throat. Perhaps there is a way that I could help you. If you were, or rather I, should ferry you to the island, and you were strong enough, I would only go there at night, for the Frost Maiden is very vigilant during the day of her island. And also, during the night is when she flies on her rock, setting the curse upon the Dale, and that is when her island is empty, save for the horrors that lie within. Terrible!
Ours is a.
Yes!
I think we're still not quite ready for that. But Do you know? I guess the only other option we have right now is getting stronger, and one of the ways we were thinking about getting stronger is looking into the giants who have their moot somewhere in this area. Do you know anything about that? I know it's a little more landlocked than you're used to.
Kind of thinks for a minute. If it is on the land, I know very little. But Rhiannoch once told me of such a place. If you are,
knows.
yes, if you are to find such a place, look to the runes, and there you will find a better chance of your quarry. Seek the stones that dot the landscape. They might be markers to your path when you are lost. Unfortunately, that is all I can tell you.
Well, that's quite a bit. It's more than we had before.
I'm glad to
It's
be
one
of
of those-
help.
This is one of those times where I just know that we had other questions and I can't remember them at all. Like, not just other questions, but like there was a place we were considering going.
Was
I
it the
just
prison?
don't know what it was.
Was it Riffle's End?
I didn't think.
It was the prison, but I don't think we're gonna do it because we already turned down the.
Yeah.
There's one other place we could go that I can think of. It would be kind of selfish for Hawks to request it, but we do have information now on where the Jarlmoot is.
Right, but
Yeah,
do we need? Yeah, that's a good place to go, I think.
That's why I
It's-
was asking the whale.
Hmm.
Because we had vague information that had been slightly specified, and I was wondering if you'd had any other clues.
Hmm.
So that sounds like that's our next step. Go to the Jarlmoot and then come back up here later when we're strong enough to sneak into Arl's place.
I think there's also something to be said for possibly trying to track down and figure out what's going on with the Dwergar collecting black ice.
That's true. The best we have on that is going back to the cairn.
Now I have said all this, I will not stop you if you wish to go to the island to at least look around. However, I do not wish to stay above the ice for long. The rock I have dealt with several times, and it kind of shovels its head to the side, and you see these long, raking scars across its side. It is a terrible creature I do not wish to face. And if you contend with the Frost Maiden, you will surely contend with the rock as well.
When you say rock, you're not talking about a big stone, are you?
Haha, no, but that is a funny joke. I mean the large bird that you have no doubt seen making its rounds across the dale.
Oh, that thing. The shimmering one in the sky?
Yes. Do you note that when it flies, the aurora follows it as it goes?
I think so. I've seen that, yeah.
Yes, we saw that pretty regularly.
A terribly evil thing, but pretty nonetheless. It is shocking how such beautiful things can be so harmful. And painful.
Indeed.
Ow, my sides.
You
So,
need any help? I've got a little bit of magic I can use if you need something.
Ah, it is merely my age.
Ah,
Cannot heal as much
That's
as
a
I
little
used
hard.
to. I am sorry. I keep interrupting you. I am very loud. It's difficult to hear. Continue.
So, he was saying that it's safer to go during the night
Correct.
or during the day.
Safer
Okay,
to go
safer
during the night, because that's when the Frostmaiden is not on the island.
If we went now, which would it be when we got there?
It would actually be closer to nighttime right now.
Let's see.
There is something I should mention as well. The island itself is never in the same place twice. and so you will never find it on any map. Something I'm noticing, though. It looks towards you, Hawks. You. Large one.
Yes. Yes.
You have the giant's runes on your shoulders.
Yes, I do. Wait. Hey, can I ask you a question?
Before you ask me the question, I must say what I was going to say, is that I recognize those. I have seen them on the giant skull-like keep on the island's face. In the center. Yes. Now continue what you were saying. I was very excited, because I recognized something.
Well, that's something to keep in mind. Oh. Yeah, my mentor didn't mention anything like that. He must not have seen it.
Most likely not. What sort of giant was he?
He was a stone giant who spent some years wandering in the waking dream of the surface.
Ha ha ha! Then assuredly he would not, otherwise he would drown in the freezing oceans of the sea of moving ice.
I don't know, maybe he could dream up a boat or something.
They can do that.
Still though, I have to ask, how long have you been around and awakened?
Perhaps as long as... 10 years, perhaps, although I was around much longer than that.
Interesting. How many people have you been in contact with in that time?
Oh, quite a few, I suppose. Dozens, although many of those who I did know were that of Rhiannok's tribe, the Elk clan. But they have long since gone and passed away done in by the bitter cold and followers of Oril.
I suppose, since I already mentioned that he's a stone giant, that you haven't met my mentor then. But, how about any, dark elves?
No, I don't believe so.
Interesting. Oh, this is great. This is gonna be an adventure dug in on a place where even well-known adventurers haven't gone before. I'm getting excited just thinking about this.
To answer your question, small one who is hiding away from me for some reason. She did not fly away, but she went... A frenzy is wrong word. I would say more she would try to gingerly pick up the body and almost sweetly put it back in its place. However, doing so with her body type is very difficult. So she rather pathetically tries to put it back on. It takes an exorbitant amount of time. Plenty of time to escape. Interesting landmarks on the sea. On the topic of the giants, I have seen many of the old giant ruins dotting the bottom of the ocean in my travels. But I do not necessarily remember where they are. There are many, and few at the same time, so sparsely around the ocean. Oh, so you over there! The whale points the flipper at you, Scales. Hello! Come here! Yes, you, the blue one! Come have a seat next to old Angaju. Flap, pat, pat, the flipper pats the ice. That's right. Come on over. Don't be shy. Are you muted, Caleb, or are you just silently making your way over?
No, I was muted. I wouldn't call it shy per se.
Oh, it's fine, it's fine. No need to be shy. Angajuk is a friend. Also, why do I sense this impending malevolence? Why do I feel a sense of unease?
Is
That's
the
just
rock
Marte. She
coming?
does that.
A never unquenching bloodlust that cannot be sated by mortal men or women alike. Oh, must be my imagination.
Well, you said you wanted to get back under the water. I don't think we should hold you too much longer. Are we planning on going, or are we gonna
Well, I
come
don't
back later?
remember. I don't necessarily need to be anywhere. I just like chatting and hanging out. I don't get to talk with people very often.
Well, that's a shame. Maybe after we're done with all this, we can leave Bean here, and you can come by and see Bean.
Oh yeah, that'd
If
be
Bean
kind of
wants
cool.
to.
I'd like that. Oh, that would be just swell. I, Aren't you going to ask about how I would take you to the island? Do you have any burning questions?
I thought I saw something on your back there. Is that what you were gonna do?
The whale has a surprising playfulness despite his age. He kind of you know how dogs can do that tippy tap thing when they're excited. His flippers kind of like go onto the ice and start doing that little tippy tap fling, but it's like plap 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 on the ice. Indeed, it was a gift from Rhiannoch. I would sometimes travel with her and her compatriots along the ocean floor. You see, it is enchanted with a magical bubble of air, so that those who do not breathe who cannot breathe underwater can travel along with me. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that is kind of interesting. I've never seen anything like it.
No, it is rather unique and rare. I think it was a one-of-a-kind Apologies. My tongue is very large and fat. It's very easy to get tongue-tied. Very rare, one-of-a-kind enchantment.
I mean, if it's going to be just about the safe period, it might be worth going and like scouting
Well,
out
he
Earl's
did
Island
say
a little bit.
monsters on the island aside from her. So I don't know if
True.
safe is
Well,
the word.
Like with the relative safe.
Safer.
they're on the island. I don't know where they are. There could be many, there could be few. To be fair, when I was looking around, I didn't see any, so perhaps they're not out in the open.
That just means they're lurking somewhere.
Ah,
That's even scarier in some cases.
that is true. I have heard a similar term that Rhiannoch once told me called thalassophobia, when you cannot see too far in the water, but that is just life. It makes no sense to me.
Suppose you're right. Well, what do we want to do? It's either go tonight or sleep here tonight and leave in the morning. I suppose we
I
could
think
sleep here tonight, stay over tomorrow afternoon, and wait until tomorrow evening and go.
we could do that. Just get a long rest in. That's probably like the safest bet. If we're gonna go there.
What do you think, Hawks?
I need a rest. I think
Right.
that is the best sounding thing that I have heard in a long while. It's getting a nice, good rest in.
Well then, Angajuk, we'll ring the bell again when we're looking for you.
Very well. I will eagerly await it.
Don't be a stranger.
I won't. And as he just like as he sinks into the water.
Okay, after he's sunk away and we're done waving at him, I'm gonna turn to the others and ask, well, knowing all that, I think Rionok might be willing to help us with Savage. So if Rionok's anywhere nearby, maybe we could save Savage. What do you think?
So we need to find the Elk tribe, or what's left of it at least.
Well, I've got a way of contacting Rionok since I met her.
Oh,
Hopefully.
yeah, let's do that. Let's get rested here and get in contact. And
Well, I'm gonna do it before we get the rest done. What do we want to ask? I suppose we'd probably mention Angajuk and fighting Arl and Savage.
Aw, man. Bean seems to get a little sad at that. If you remember, I think Savage was the one that first introduced you all.
He's the one that went into the
Yeah.
cave.
I think you know this person a lot better, these people a lot better than I do. You know, being fellow practitioners of the Eldath faith. Not that I don't like Eldath, just that I'm not, formally involved with it. I'm gonna trust you to know what's best to say.
Alright, so you're casting Sending then. Oh, I can turn the theme off now that he's not here. Beautiful music by one Travis Savoy with the Winter's Wrath collection that he made. Completely copyright free, and as long as it's I credit him. It's very beautiful music that he did for Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and look at that! You just conveniently credited him.
Yeah.
I know, right?
A wonderful job of writing the music.
And he did a very good good job.
I was kind of dozing while I was listening, and so the music helped.
It's very magical sounding, isn't it? It kind of captures
It
that
is.
spirit. This is also by him. Alright, so you're casting Sending.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15. I'm gonna delete a phrase that's too long.
Contractions. Gotta love them.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What is it, 20 or 25?
It is 25.
Good.
So how did you like Angajuk?
Zalad, did we think to ask how long it takes to get to Arl's Island?
What he told you was that it's difficult to know because the island never stays in the same place twice.
Okay.
It's usually somewhat easy to find it, despite this, at nighttime, because Oral makes her way from there every night that you could gather, and it might be easy to follow the Aurora that way. That's what you kind of gathered.
Okay.
But as for its actual distance and time it would take, you have no idea. It basically what he told you was that it varies.
I think that's about 25. I'm gonna...
All right. Okay. Let me just roll something really quickly. Okay. Oh man, I love and hate this spell. It's good because you can just contact anyone. Bad because it makes me crunch under pressure. All right, how many
You
words?
can contact anyone.
Exactly. Well, it's more like under pressure, making 25 words or less a message. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 3 words. Too much.
You could drop the greeting. If there's one.
Well, I have to make a different check to see if she actually knows the spell itself. Is sending a druid spell?
Sending, you can just respond when I...
Right, no, she can respond, but if she... I need to roll and see if she knows how many words she actually has.
Oh, right. I don't know if sending is a druid spell or not. I know it's a cleric spell and that's all.
Alright, from what I rolled, I'm just gonna go with this.
Sending
1, 2, 3,
is...
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Bard, cleric, wizard. No.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Alright. Iodeath. It's good that you still breathe. I do remember you. I do not know who this is, but we have much, and then it ends.
Well, shit.
Alright, another immediate sending. While this is going on, what are the rest of you doing?
Sknek is going to be dragging this boat onto the shore.
Alright, it takes you the better part of 30 minutes.
Hops will help with that.
Oh,
when he
okay,
goes,
cool. Alright.
Good. Sknek was not making much progress in his own.
Alright, so that rowboat is part of the map, but I can at least let's see. It's a very small. It's like a very small boat too.
Excellent.
Maybe we could stack it on the walrus and give Skinnuk a siege tower to attack from.
Yep. I have plans to build a ballista.
What's the name of the dragon again?
Arvaetres. Let's see here.
I've got it.
That'll do. Awful rendition, but there we go. You both move it over here. It's a bit banged up, and there's some wood rot in a lot of places, but it's mostly serviceable.
We can fix that. Some iron plates and a few fresh boards. It'll be fine.
Meanwhile, Scales, you notice that the Yeti tyke is nowhere to be seen.
The what is nowhere to be seen?
The Yeti tyke. But you see their tracks, and they lead to your hut.
Gotta go investigate, I guess.
Alright.
Yep.
As you look inside, you see that the pot of soup has spilled along the floor, and the Yeti tyke is just lapping it up. Like a cat blimming on water. It looks at you with a full mouth and smiles.
Guess I'm eating a good berry today.
It picks up a carrot on the floor and hands it to you while chewing on some of the meat that you had in the stew.
No. It's okay. You eat it.
Alright, it smiles at you and eats it.
I've sent my second.
Alrighty. And while you do that... Hmm... Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19, 19, 19, 19, 19, 19. One, 2, 3, 20, 21, 22. There we go. That's a large area to cover, and I don't know what this one looks like. I'm currently occupied. I will journey there eventually. And that's what the message that you receive.
Well, it's possible, but we don't have a 100% guarantee anything's gonna turn up. I've done what I can, I think.
All right, Scales. You feel a pat on your shoulder, and a ration pack is thrust upon you.
Wait, what's going on? I don't need this. All of my rations are in here.
Ow. I thought the Yeti ate your food.
Awkward.
He only ate some of it.
The Yeti scratches under its chin and burps.
Hey, now I'm...
It continues licking the soup off the floor.
Floor soup. A good choice.
Well,
Waste not, want not.
I suppose you are all welcome to stay here overnight.
Indeed. Though, there will be some space issues. You can all, like, sleep on... Two of you will be able to sleep in the bed as it's made for a medium creature. Two of you will have to sleep on the floor.
I'll sleep on the floor.
Yeah, better than the ground. Usually.
Alright. Meepo, in that room, you see several bundles of firewood, some of which have worms crawling through the wood.
Maybe not in there.
Yeah, the Yeti happily digs a pile in the wood and starts eating some of the worms.
Here, I still have that Yeti hide. We could lay it down on the floor.
In here. Where the Yeti's in here.
Yeah.
Perhaps a bit grim.
That's
But
so
I
morbid.
like it.
That's oh my god, that's hilarious. But it's
I'm
morbid.
just saying, it's like
It's a
I
functionality.
thought of
Yeah.
it because I have the bear head and bear meat, but I don't have a bear hide.
It's like
But I have the Yeti hide, so it's like, okay, you know.
It's okay. Just
There's a
lock the Yeti tyke in the room so it doesn't see. It's fine.
yeah. There's a scene in the first Shrek movie where it shows the three bears from Goldilocks, and then
Oh,
later on you see that there's a bearskin rug with the mother's bow on its head.
Oh really?
I
didn't
I
notice
remember
that.
that. Oh,
Yep.
and like
Wow.
the
Yep,
bear
it's
kid
pretty
is
dark.
crying in a cage, like Mom. It's like
I saw that,
yeah.
but wow.
Thought
Yeah,
I had
the
a
scene where-
bedroll, but apparently I don't.
I thought you did.
Yeah. The scene where it first cuts to Farquaad, like the very first second of that scene, you can see bearskin rug.
Oh,
Oh man,
Well, I do
that
have a
movie still holds up.
I do at least have a winter blanket, so without resorting to the Yeti hide, maybe that'll do.
yeah.
All right. So, all of you take your places, all on the floor, in the bed, all of you trying to find a place to sleep. You hear Muerte's honks and cries as she herself drifts off into sleep. You all drift off into a peaceful sleep. Except one of you. Skanuk.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Note how this track is called Anxiety by Kevin MacLeod.
I know, it's apt, isn't it?
Yes. What's up?
As you drift off into sleep, it's cold. And you don't usually feel cold. You tug the furs around you, trying to get a little bit warmer. And then suddenly you feel no longer the furs around you, nor the snores or whisperings of your companions around you. There is only ice and snow. But you are not alone in the snow. As you lie there prone on the ground, you have yet to open your eyes. But you feel the snow around you, the biting cold and the biting winds. But you feel a presence. And then you open your eyes. Staring down at you is that figure you had seen before in your dream. The owl-like face, the long, curved goat-like horns, those red, piercing eyes, and the dress made of pure, fallen, glistening blue snow. The figure stares at you for a while. Do you say anything?
I'm typing out the response.
Okay. The figure continues to stare. And then you become aware of something else in the vicinity. Your eyes turn towards your right, and your blood runs cold. You see the form of your compatriot, Savage. His arms outstretched, frozen for all time. He's looking strangely content, despite his predicament. The figure slowly drifts over. You can see beneath the dress, you see owl-like talons. But she does not even move them. It is as if that she simply glides over the snow itself, graceful yet horrifying. A single claw of her hand traces underneath the chin. The head turns towards you, staring back at you with those red eyes. Then you hear something behind you. You look behind you and you see the image of Tevessa, the woman that you had saved. Currently she is sleeping in her bed, a smile on her face, warm and content in her hut. She briefly stirs as a biting wind forces the window open. She stirs and shivers and goes to close the window. You look back at this figure before you, and you hear something in the back of your mind. A sacrifice was taken. But a sacrifice was taken anyway. And the claw grabs onto the head of Savage and crushes it in her hand, shattering it as it goes and blows off into crystallized ice and snow drifting on the wind. You are so very smart, Midwinter child. So strong. But can you survive my trials? And then you wake up. Unless you wish to say something.
Yes.
What do you wish to say? This laughter fills the air around you as the wind picks up faster, faster, louder, and louder. And then you're up again.
Well, fuck.
As you all wake up, let's see here. Yes, there we go. As you all wake up, you hear the sound of a commotion outside the hut. You hear, and then you hear a male voice, "Whoa there! Oh there! Stand back, you idiots! Give it some space!" Gendron. Gendron. The creature's clearly crazed, it's mad. Don't worry about that. Worry about the whale. Bring the oil casks over this way. And you hear shuffling outside the hut.
Just to clarify, did we get a long rest?
Yes, you did. This is in the morning. This is after you guys have woken up. This is fully long rested. You're all good.
Alright.
I'm gonna cast Emboldening Bond on myself. Hawks and scales.
Fox will grab his stuff, hearing the commotion outside, and pop out.
Okay.
Follow.
Oh no, not humans.
Yes, Scales. Humans indeed, as you see 5 of them.
That's a familiar face.
Several familiar faces.
Sorry, I love that token too much. I'm sorry. It's just,
It's a great token.
Here, so I'll blow out the picture a little bit. Does this look like the face of Mercy to you?
Yes.
Maybe without the beard. The mustache. Maybe without the mustache, there could be a resemblance there.
It has such Napoleon Dynamite energy. Like, I love it so much.
The teeth look like his bottom teeth instead of his top teeth.
They do. It's very odd. I love it. I love it so much. It's so good. But you do in fact see 5 humans, all wearing, it seems to be, heraldry of Bremen, as it looks like. In fact, Hawks and Skanuk, Meepo as well, actually, you would recognize some of these folks. You recognize these as fishermen who come from Bremen. You would have seen them around the tavern, actually.
Bremen is that first town we were in, right?
Indeed it is. You never talked with them personally, but you definitely would have seen them around. You see the gentleman right here, gray in his hair, gray in his mostly brown curly hair, steps forward. Oh there, Kobolds. Don't mean you any harm. Just doing a little bit of whaling. Just nothing to concern yourself with.
Right?
Is it?
That is very contrary to the truth, I'm afraid.
Is it specifically the whale that comes for the bell?
I'm afraid it is. I mean, it's one of the easier whales we've been trying to catch.
You realize that he's intelligent, yes? Can speak.
See the
So
other.
not only does that make you lazy, getting easy targets, but also makes you murderers for killing sentient creatures?
You see the one human back here gets like a very guilty look on his face, but the others kind of shove him a little bit.
I wouldn't say they're quite lazy. There is a little bit of a shortage going on.
Now hang on, that's extremely unfair. You don't know what it's like to live out in these places. Well, perhaps you do. But Ten Town has been in a rough patch lately. Now that whale has ambergris in its belly, and that could feed a lot of people and a lot of families with the gold that we can make from it. So don't try and tell me that that's lazy, alright? We'll do what we need to protect us and our families.
I understand that, and I was getting to that point. I was saying it's not exactly lazy because of the circumstances, but it is something that you have to consider, that this whale is sentient.
You see the one human over here, clearly looking very young, probably around 18 years old. Gets that guilty look on his face again, but kind of like looks towards his fellows and kind of reads the room. Now look, I ain't gonna try and fight you. I don't mean no harm towards you, but you can try and stop me if you like. I am going to try get some ambergris. Come on, boys, bring the oil casks. I'm gonna flush it out.
I am going to activate the stone rune on him.
Okay. So that is a wisdom save.
It is indeed.
Let's see. This is gonna be a straight roll. Oops, did not mean to do that. R1d20. Sorry, man. I don't. What is it with me rolling high with no modifiers? So, his vision clouds for a minute, and he shakes it off. Oh, that was weird. And then the sleep comes in. Okay. So go ahead and roll all those dice for me. 31. Okay. So they all have around similar health, so he's gonna go to sleep first, followed by that gent. Followed by... Actually, hold on. 31. So actually... Okay, so 31... They have 11 health each. That's... Unfortunately, just these two fall asleep. Then the others pull out their spears and go on the defensive. Hold on.
Are they okay? They appear to not looking too well. It's dangerous to go to sleep in the cold, unprotected in the...
Hold on. Does sleep have a verbal component? Roll a deception check with disadvantage. $11. All right.
That is actually,
Uh-huh.
because of... Let me pull up the ability.
Yeah. Ooh, this is a fancy subclass ability.
Are we finally seeing what subclass he is?
Oh.
So that makes my roll a 19.
Interesting. Alright. You don't know if they buy it completely, but they are at very least they're assuaged by your silver tongue, as it were. The spears are still out, but they dropped them slightly. Look, we don't want any trouble. We need this money to feed our families. Yeah. The guy in the yellow says, "Look, we don't want to do it, but it's a lot of money."
The
It's a
cost
person's
is going
life.
to be... Well, that too. But the cost is going to be a lot higher than just money if you do this.
What do you mean?
Ugh.
I think
Fox
we
is
should
gonna-
tell them what that whale is to the whole of the Icewind Dale.
Fox is going to kind of like pinch the space between his eyes on his forehead. He's going to roll his hand out and be like, I don't know what you've heard about this whale, but it's the only reliable way of getting to the lair of one particular individual who is responsible for the eternal winter.
They kind of look at each other.
And that being
So-
said, we're planning on eventually using that way to bring an end to the winter. One way or another.
Look, whether it's us or someone else, someone is going to have to make use of this if you want things to go back to normal. You might get your gold and food now, but in a year's time, 2 years, how long do
All
you
of
think
you might.
things will hold up?
Roll persuasion for me. And do it with advantage
Since
because you're being
yeah.
helped. 18. The one right here, the younger one, is clearly the most persuaded by this. The other two don't seem to be as convinced. Yeah, right. Look like a bunch of little kobolds like you could take on like a fucking goddess.
Let me ask you something. Do you know the name of Eldath?
Yeah, we know of the giant of Eldath. If anyone
The
can
giant
stop
of Eldath.
her, it's her.
The giant of Eldath would have to use this whale to get to where that particular place is. And I happen to be a friend of the giants. I'm also a friend of Eldath, and the whale is also a friend of Eldath.
Make a persuasion check, Meepo.
There's a lot of Eldath going around.
I'm noticing that. What you doing over there, Scales?
Oh, you know, observing and
Far away.
see if anything goes south to pull out a favorite plan of mine.
I see.
I have a thing Smack would like to say, but I'm typing it out real quick.
Fair enough. If you want me to wait a little bit while you type it out, I can. 19 persuasion, though. That'll definitely work in your favor.
I happen to know that that bright light that was in the sky the other day was a product of the Giant of Eldath doing what was needed south of here. And, well, it's gonna be soon, I think, before that giant's gonna be able to do something to help. Just gotta bide your time a little longer.
It seems that you notice that they continuously look towards their leader over here, who currently is asleep. And it seems like he must be the brains of the operation, because they're having trouble thinking for themselves. So these two start bickering amongst each other. The yellow and red and green over here. Yellow kind of steps away from them.
Okay, what if we can do something to... You're having trouble with money, right? With getting food because you need money to get food. I was planning on using this stuff myself, but what if I gave you a few things?
They kind of stop bickering for a moment. If you're willing to trade, that'll help assuage some things, but not everything.
I don't know how much a Yeti hide goes for these days.
The eyes kind of sparkle at that. They do listen to what you're saying though, Skanuk. And it seems at the mention of the Giant of Eldath from Meeple's perspective, that does put them more towards your side. It is a very convincing argument. You saying that you would do it? Pff, nah. But you saying the Giant of Eldath might need it, that gives them a bit more pause.
And, hey, Skanuk, how would you feel about me handing over one of these javelins that we made to them? I know it was a lot of work on our part, but if they're struggling, and this will help keep them from, poking the whale, as it were.
Alright, as long as they only go after non-intelligent whales.
Right, other whales, I can see you doing that and getting help for your family, but this particular one is special. In the long run, it's gonna be better for you if you just leave it alone. That being said, I did mention the Giant of Eldath dealing with the problem, but not only the Giant of Eldath, but also us. We're helping the Giant, you see.
What could you possibly do as Kobolds to help such a creature?
Well, I suppose I could show you something.
Well, we've at least killed a handful of Yetis. Here's the hide of one to prove it, as I offered previously.
Somehow I did not see that. That is a convincing argument.
And, this is a, product of me and Skanuk's work over here, too. And I will hand over one of the Bloodfang javelins and the Yeti hide.
You can see Green up here is very impressed by the javelin.
I'm keeping one for myself, though. Sorry, Bub.
Do you have several empty water containers on you? I mean, I'm assuming you've been drinking water coming up here.
They kind of look towards the oil casks that they've been dragging with them, rolling with them. Well,
Those.
we do have our water skins, but yeah.
Well, that'll work. Go ahead and hold them out. Drink what you can, and
All right. The Green is very impressed by the javelin. He mutters to himself, "This is excellent work." Huh. And then the Red kind of looks towards the Yeti pelt. It's a clean cut. I make a good amount with this. I'll feed my family for a long while. They kind of look at each other, look back towards their leader. All right.
all their water skins are filled, by the way, and ours.
Yeah, which they briskly take a swigs out of. Convincing enough argument for us. They'll have to do the same spiel with them, but we've heard enough, seen enough. Gendron's on his own now. Oh, my name's Tereth. Tereth Hamilton, and the red one looks up to you, goes to shake your hand.
Knuckle shake his hand.
All right, the green one will walk up. My name's Yorick. Yorick Greenheart. Shakes his hand. My name's Tucker. And well, that guy up there, his name is Marlowe. And then of course, Mustachio. His name's Gendron Urith. He's well, he was is fisherman captain. So this is a bit of a mutiny going on here, but honestly, I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I missed the fourth person's name.
Oh, this guy right here, orange?
Yeah.
His name is Marlowe.
Marlowe, yes, okay. Good to know.
I have Gender and Marlowe Tucker.
And the green is Yorick.
Yorick.
Red is Tereth. And yellow is Tucker. In fact, you know what would be easier? If I just let their names be visible. That would be a lot
would work.
easier.
It's great. Yep.
It would be very easy for note-taking purposes. Bowser, you're so loud.
Sounds like a saw going in the background.
I know, I can't... It's unavoidable. I love him, but...
No, I'm having a chuckle about it.
It's the Yeti type.
I wish I could sleep as hard as that dog.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
Oh, hang on, I don't have his name up.
I'm just gonna call them the Bremen Fishers Union.
Fisherman's League.
Just wanted to take their names down for, reasons.
Yeah, blackmailing purposes, I get you.
Yep.
Yeah, for...
I have them saved in my notes as the people to hunt down if Angajug dies.
Good to know. Yeah, no, we're all from Bremen. Yeah, we usually stay around Cora's Tavern. Yeah. Shame about what happened to her kid, being missing and all.
Oh, what's that? A kid's missing?
Yeah, didn't you know? Her kid's been missing for some time, actually. About a couple months ago.
Oh, I think maybe I did hear a bit about that.
Yeah, I don't know where the lad went. I mean, well, she says that... Well, Cora says that she knows where he went, but she won't tell anyone. Like, I guess maybe she's scared or something? I don't know.
Concerning.
And maybe she thinks we won't believe her. I mean, come on, we all know Cora. She's a sweetheart.
What's
Well,
the kid's name?
Oh, darn. I don't actually remember the lad's name. Was it Ben? Bren? Pora? I don't remember. Sorry. You'll have to ask Cora.
Do you think she would be willing to tell the friends of the Giant of Eldath?
Well, if you can convince her that Kobolds will be friends with the giant. I mean, you convinced us, sure, whatever, but... I don't know, it'll take some convincing for her, but yeah, if you can, sure.
Well...
So, we're gonna head out before the fallout starts. Good luck with that. He kind of gestures towards these two up here.
I guess I should shake him awake or something.
Just kinda meander over that way and out off the map.
Yeah, as they leave, I'll wake them both up.
All right.
So, looks like you guys took a little bit of a nap, and we convinced your friends to go back. So, you're gonna go whaling with the crew of two, huh?
All right. This guy kind of looks towards his left, looks towards his right, towards you.
Oh, you can follow their trails in the snow.
You hear him just whisper to himself, "Fuck."
We gave him a little parting gift too. I mean, if you want your share of that, you'll have to hurry to catch up to them, or else they'll think you're still on this.
Ah, fuck it. I don't have much to live for anyway. I'm getting old. He kind of takes a cask of oil and starts rolling it towards the ice. This guy is like, you know what, Carlton? I'm just gonna go. Good luck.
I'm going to use thaumaturgy and make my voice very loud
All right.
and go, cease and desist.
All right. Roll an intimidation check for me, Meepo.
That's not my forte, but hey, let's try it. That's one I haven't done
I
yet.
will say the DC that was originally posted is going to be lowered. However, with the 7, come on, Meepo. Your voice is adorable. No one can find you intimidating. You're too cute. Okay, major image. What do you conjure up, Scales?
I've seen it enough times. Avengers.
He's out of here.
Just settles right on top of this rock here.
All right.
The wisdom save, right?
Well, he doesn't. Well, because the dragon appeared, he does get one. Yes. Let's see here. Oh well. Oh, for you as well.
Yeah, because I didn't see him cast it. He was behind there.
Oh God,
The
it's
dragon
true.
just showed up.
Oh no. All right, Skaduk and Hawks, I need you both to roll. Actually, no. Investigation checks, not
Investigation.
wisdom
Okay.
saves.
Oh, I'm not bad at that, actually.
I'm not good in that, so that's fun.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Nani?
Nani? How am I gonna play this off? Hang on. So, what's your spell save to see? Scales.
It's like it's 14.
14. Skanuk, Meepo, and Hawks. Shit, our Vage race is here again. Dindred looks up at it. Keeps going this way. Wary, but then sees you. Scoffs. Rolls the barrel this way. And for some reason, for some reasons you guys cannot comprehend, this ballsy human is staring our Vage race in the face, and you have no idea why.
Watch out! You're gonna get eaten.
Yeah, whatever. Your tricks don't frighten me.
What tricks? There's a dragon right there.
Oh, stuff it. You're all in on it. Trying to scare me away. It ain't gonna work.
You don't see the big dragon right there.
I see the illusion of a dragon, or something fake.
Can you see through the illusion now?
Yes, you can.
Illusion? Yeah, that's it. You're right, that...
I'm not very good with magical things, but I can see right through the damn thing.
You're right.
Okay, so let's see here.
Go home.
Alright, he's gotta fail one of these, alright?
And he's got a -8 to the save, too.
That's a 0. That's a 0. You know what? It's too much effort anyway, and he turns and walks away. It's not worth
Is he
it.
taking the barrel with him?
Say what?
Is he taking the barrel with him?
Nah, leaving that behind. Too much effort.
Yeah, that's useful.
Yep, taking the barrel.
Also, he slips on the ice.
Good.
Slips again.
Well, Scales, you've proved yourself extremely useful. I think we could use your skills if you're willing to go with this.
Oh no, I just didn't want humans to get their way. I'm not that useful.
Huh.
You're the only one who did anything today. All the rest of us failed.
You guys sent away 3 of them.
After you put 2 of them asleep.
That only made them upset.
Well, either way, we've solved the problem for now.
That's true. I'm gonna try to persuade.
You don't need to, as Muerte picks up Stigales by the scruff of the neck and drags him over to the boat. Ha!
Artie's gonna be the bully.
Don't kill me.
Ha! As if to say, considering it. But no.
Come to the stack, Scales.
Speaking of the stack, we should tell Scales how that works.
Alright. And with that, I think I'm going to call the session a little bit early for there. That'll be the session for tonight. Although I will ask, before we do actually end it, where are you guys going to go next? I believe you mentioned Yarlmoot, yes?
Yeah, that sounds good.
So our 2 options were wait until tonight and go with the whale tonight, or go to Yarmouth right away.
Yeah.
Do we want to flip a coin on that, or just pick one, or what? I think Yarmouth's probably a better idea.
I don't know. I feel like we're set up to go to. I feel like we're more set up to go to.
Yeah.
I feel like we're overthinking things with like going during the day when she's there would be bad, but I think we're overthinking it a bit and being a bit overcautious.
Well, you know, you can never be too overcautious after the incident.
That was caution. Yeah.
But hey, now you have a clue of what to do if you ever see her again.
True. Need to figure out. I need to get a lot of money. So that could commit some more crimes.
I know where there's a lot of money.
There's a lot of money. You know, you just gotta kill Angajuk. It's fine. You just gotta turn because it becomes the
No,
evil
no.
campaign.
Even better. There's a lot of money in Avail Trace's lair.
Oh, that is also true.
That's kind of like a chicken and egg thing.
Just saying, there is.
Yeah.
It's there.
It's true.
Is the stream still going?
It is. I'll probably. I was
cool.
leaving it on just in case some people can have an idea of where you guys are going next. But I will end it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let me just move my mouse over to the different computer. And all right. Well, thank you so much for watching. We all appreciate it. I hope you have yourselves a wonderful night. Catch you later.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Oh, you're fine. Welcome to the team.